All right, so good evening. I'm John Campbell, Councillor for Ward 4, Etobicoke Centre. To my right, Councillor Francis Nunziata, former Mayor of the City of York, the last Mayor of the City of York, Councillor Ward 4, Etobicoke, York Southwest, and also the current Speaker of the City Council. Would you like to stand up, Francis? No. All right. So. Then we have Councillor Justin DiCiano, erstwhile, okay, Councillor, no commentary? Okay, Ward, rookie Council, no, I don't like that word rookie. Okay, Councillor Ward 5, Etobicoke Lakeshore. So we're here tonight. I call the meeting to order. We're here tonight to hear public deputations on the 2017 capital and operating budgets. And we have two speakers on the list. And if any others would like to speak after those have made their deputation, please see the clerk. The first speaker is Riley Pedersen of the Toronto Youth Cabinet. Good evening. Hi. So we'll give you 5 minutes with a little bit of leeway, and to start the clock will be there, and I'll give you a 30-second heads up when it's close to 5 minutes. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Good evening, members of the Budget Subcommittee. Thank you for your time this evening. My name is Riley Peterson, and I am the budget lead of the Toronto Youth Cabinet, the city's official youth advisory body. I have lived in York South-Weston my whole life, and I'm an executive member of the Ward 12 Community Alliance. I am here today to express concerns over the 2017 budget. Not only does this budget have severe implications on working communities, but it is also highly unsustainable. Council simply cannot continue to kick the can down the road. In a few years, my generation will be the ones dealing with Council's financial decisions and inability to have constructive conversations about revenue generation. The Toronto Youth Cabinet supports many of the projects that have been championed by Council, but we must ensure that we have the fiscal room in order to build infrastructure and provide superior, not just basic, services to our citizens. We should be ambitious with strategies and projects like the Road Safety Plan, the Poverty Reduction Strategy, and the Toronto Strong Neighbourhood Strategy. It is important that we take into consideration that service levels should be different for different communities. We should not just be looking at how to get by with service levels, but be setting them based on community need. We are doing a disservice to our communities if we are doing the bare minimum under legislation. We can do this by bringing property taxes in line with our neighbors. As Canada's largest city, our property taxes should at least be in line with the rest of the GTA. We ask that Council continue to closely examine the revenue tools that are available to us under the City of Toronto Act and maximize their use. Staff have repeatedly pointed out that we have a revenue problem, and unless we address this now, we will have to face dramatic tax increases in the future, particularly once we begin paying for new infrastructure projects approved by Council. Finally, I would like to make a point about community engagement in this process. Too often, those that are most affected by these budget decisions are not adequately involved in the making of the city budget. Community engagement needs to be thoroughly taking place from start to finish, not just at the end of the process. I am asking that in future cycles we include opportunities for public input at the beginning, similar to the approach being taken with the long-term financial direction. This will make the budget more accessible and hopefully cut down on the big rush that happens with these public presentations. In conclusion, we need leadership from Council. We don't need more cuts and kicking the can down the road. To create a more equitable city, we need to be bold city builders and support our most vulnerable residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions? I have a question. So the Youth Cabinet is comprised of how many students?
We have about 100 members, and about 50 of them are active, and then we have the executive and the working groups.
And you're on the executive?
Yeah.
And so 100 from across the city. Mm-hmm. And how do you get elected?
We apply in the city. There's an application process through the city to be on the executive, and then it's open to anyone to join our meetings and join working groups.
Okay. And you obviously follow City of Toronto proceedings fairly carefully. You cited a number of initiatives, the poverty reduction strategy, neighborhood strategy, and so on. Does the cabinet meet and then make suggestions on what form of increased taxes or fees would be, they would like to see in particular? Or is it?
Yeah, so we actually discussed this at our most recent meeting. We talked about how we think property taxes should be in line with the economic development growth in the city. And so it's more equitable because we know that renters are paying higher taxes than homeowners through their rents. So we want to make it more equal playing field for everyone.
You know that the city has a long-term plan to rebalance that so that the renters' proportion is more in line with the homeowners or residents. You understand that, okay. In terms of specific initiatives or specific specific actions that the city could take to benefit youth, do you have a particular initiative that you would like to see more of or see the city be more active in?
I think the poverty reduction strategy would be the biggest one, as there's a large number of youth in the city that are unemployed and living in poverty or have precarious jobs. So I think that's really important. It's also hard for us to find housing. And in wards 11 and 12, there's a lot child poverty as well. So we need to work on that in the city.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you very much for your deputation tonight.
Thank you.
The next speaker I have is Penny Federsik. There's Penny. Nutrition Program Coordinator at Richview Collegiate. Good evening.
Good evening. Is that okay? Good evening. My name is Penny Federsik, and I'm the Student Nutrition Program Coordinator for Richview Collegiate Institute, which is the secondary school located in Ward 4. Richview Collegiate Institute started a breakfast grab-and-go program in March 2016 from the ground up. It was run as a pilot 2 days a week starting May 31st, 2016, and during exams in June 2016. It has been running 5 days a week since September 19th, 2016. Excuse me. The breakfast is put out on carts and the students help themselves. We have a teacher, educational assistant, and students who volunteer their time. The educational assistant works with me daily to prepare the breakfast for the students. The teacher and students volunteer when they are available. We serve 100 students each day, and our menu consists of a grain, sorry, I'm just nervous. Bagels, muffins, English muffins, toast bread, Melba toast, crackers, morning rounds, pita bread, naan bread, and Nutri-Grain bars. Dairy, white milk, chocolate milk, marble cheese strings, marble cheese portions, yogurt tubes and yogurt tubs, and a fruit or vegetable. Apples, oranges, clementines, pears, bananas, cantaloupes, unsweetened applesauce, mandarin oranges, orange juice, apple juice, and baby carrots. We respect religious restrictions and accommodate most allergies. It is a struggle to run a full program of 3 items, grain, dairy, and fruit or vegetable 5 days a week, based on the amount of funding that we receive from the province. We're currently running a full program 3 days a week. The other 2 days, we offer only 2 items, which include a grain or dairy and fruit or vegetable. Our program is offered to every student regardless of their ability to contribute financially. We do have a donation jar, which the students contribute to if they are able to, and we suggest $1 or whatever they can give. We've had success so far with student donations. We also had one student pizza fundraiser run by Richview Christian Fellowship, which I will talk about a little later, a grant from Breakfast Clubs of Canada, and one parent donation. It is my hope that we will receive funding for our program from the city as well. This will help make our program more sustainable by broadening our funding base from just provincial and student funding. This program gives the students a healthy start to their day. Instead of focusing on their stomachs and hunger, they can focus on their schoolwork. They are really enjoying the program and look forward to seeing what is out on the carts each day. They even have favorites that they look forward to seeing on the menu that I put out at the beginning of each week. The educational assistant also made up a student suggestion list. We want their input on what healthy foods they would like to see on the menu. The principal, vice principals, and staff are very supportive of the program and are very appreciative that we offer this to the students. I would like to share something that happened with our program a little over a month ago. I was sitting out with the breakfast carts when a student came by with an envelope and poured a whole bunch of coins into the contribution jar. I didn't realize what was going on, but then she gave me an envelope from Ridgeview Christian Fellowship, which had the amount of the donation from a Pete's fundraiser they did on it, and a card thanking me for all that I had done for the program. This act of kindness showed me that the program really has made a difference in the lives of the students. In closing, I would like to mention that a few years ago, I was a student nutrition program coordinator and ran an elementary school snack program at Valleyfield Junior School, which is also located in Ward 4. That was funded by the city and the province. This program was important to the children at the school. I'm very happy to see that these programs are in the secondary schools as well, as the students continue to benefit from these programs right throughout their school life. At this time, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the province for their financial contribution to our program and hope that we can count on funding from the city as well this coming year to help us sustain our program. Thank you for your time. Sorry, I was so nervous.
No, that's okay, you did very well.
I apologize.
Yeah, it was very well done, all well prepared. Any questions?
Yeah, just a few. So how many
Councilor
children
DiCiano?
did you say go to Ridgeview Collegiate?
How many go to Ridgeview?
Yeah, how many students?
It's just under 1,000, but we serve 100 each day. That was what we,
And how do you select them again from the 1,000? How do you select?
the principal, when we were approached about the program, this is how many he felt would take advantage of it. So it may go higher up as we go along, but right now it's about 100.
So we've heard a lot from other coordinators at schools that worry that there might be a stigmatism with, certain students receiving meals and others not. Are you seeing that at Ridgeview, or is it just positive all around?
It's positive all around. Everybody's loving it, and anybody's can come by anytime for the breakfast. We don't not include anybody. Everybody's included. So.
Sorry, tell me what you mean by everyone's included when you're feeding 100, but there's 1,000 students. So what does that mean that everyone's included?
Well, I guess when the principal was approached, they asked how many he thought would take advantage of it, and this is what like anybody over 100 could, but right now we're just seeing that many
Right.
people are taking advantage of it. But like I said, it can go higher than that. But when he was applying for the funding, they just, wanted to see what he thought out of all the people that were there.
And there's no negative effects or any teasing or anything like that from kids who aren't receiving the food to kids who are receiving the food? There's no negative outcomes?
No, everybody, they don't have to contribute, only if they're able to. We just put the money jar out there just as help to sustain our program, but we don't enforce and we don't say you have to give
Right.
money to it. So everybody's welcome to come by. If more than 100 students come by, then that's fine, but so far we haven't seen that. We've only seen about that, so,
Ones who really need it.
yeah,
That's good, okay, thank you, that's all my questions.
no problem.
Questions? No. So I'm, of course, the counselor for this area, and I used to be the school trustee for the area as well. So I know that Valleyfield is a
Yes.
very, very different locale from Ridgeview.
Yes.
I mean, would you not agree that Ridgeview is in probably one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in all of Toronto?
It
The
might
cat-
be in an affluent area, but a lot of the students that go there, because it is a French immersion school, come in from other areas.
Okay.
There's not everybody that goes there lives within that area,
Right,
so
recognize that.
I wouldn't say that, I guess it's affluent in one way, but there still are a lot of needy kids.
Do they have, does this, and I don't, because I know you're the program coordinator, you're doing good work, but does the school have any sort of demographic, information that says, what percentage of children are coming from low-income families? Would Sam Maselli, the principal, know that?
I don't know if he
Okay.
knows that or not.
Right,
I'm
right.
not sure.
So you get money from the province,
Yes,
right? And that comes from the TDSB, so it flows through the Toronto District School Board to the school?
Yes.
Is that how it works? Okay. And are you getting money from the City of Toronto for this program now,
No.
or no? You're
No,
not?
just provincial.
I see, okay.
Yes.
And you just started in March?
We did. We had to build the program right from, when I was at Valleyfield, I went into an existing program, but when we started at Richview, it was one that we built from the ground up. And we started as a pilot. We didn't run it 5 days a week at the beginning. We just did it 2 days, just to see how it would be. We started the end of May because we were waiting on some electrical stuff and everything. And we ran it through exams, and then we started 5 days a week
And
in September.
Did you have children attending Valleyfield?
Pardon me?
Did you have children attending Valleyfield when you were the coordinator there?
Oh, yes, my
Oh, you
son
did?
attended.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you know-
he's also attending at Richview.
Oh, he is, okay.
Yes.
Is he in the French immersion?
No,
Oh, he's not, okay.
no, one of the few people.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. So you know that Valleyfield, a lot of the children came from, so they were bused into that
Yes.
school, right? Okay,
Yes.
from very high need areas.
Yes.
Right, okay. All right, well, thank you for coming out tonight. We also did this a couple of, like last week at the Etobicoke Civic Center. We do this public deputations there as well. So thank you for coming out on this miserable night.
Oh,
to
no
give us your
problem. Thank
deputation.
you. I'm sorry for being so nervous.
No, no,
I
that's, no, no.
apologize.
That was very well done. Are there any other members of the public who wish to make a deputation at this time? No? Okay. All right, so then Councillor DiCiano has a motion to conclude our proceedings. Oh, Councillor Nunziata, please,
Do I have it?
please, do the honors.
Fine, okay, that the Budget Subcommittee for Etobicoke, York, and North York Civic Centers consultation received for information, the public presentations, and the communications submitted by members of the public.
All in favor? Okay, thank you, and that's carried, and we're adjourned. Thank you all very much. Thank you to the staff. Thank you, staff.